time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck.
And just like that, we are halfway through week 20 here in the Coalescence. What's happening, friends? Welcome back to Roleplaying Unlimited. Proudly continuing 4 years here on Twitch. I am your host, Tragically HP, coming to you live from the Cemetery Side Road, where I am a werewolf, and don't tell me what your poets are doing. What's happening out there in Streamland? Hope you're all having a great week so far. We're almost to the end of it. It's Thursday night, so that means Thursday Crew will continue our next adventure, unlocking the next Nexus. What could that be? Stay tuned and find out.
What's about to happen is gonna be hard to watch.
Holy guacamole, where is everybody? Hello!
Hey.
Good evening.
Good to see you all. How's it going?
He is going all right.
Is your microphone set differently? You're coming in a little low. I might need to turn you up.
Stand by. I switched mics.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to turn me up. This
Okay.
mic's as
No problem. Easy peasy, all done. Well, what's this? You guys have done more strategy between the last 2 weeks than any other table in the Coalescence. And we're missing half the party or more as we get things going. Hey, there's one.
Hello.
Good evening. How's it going? Yeah. All right. Hey, there's Paul. Looks like he's trying to talk, but we're not getting any volume from you there, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, there's the volume. All right. Now we're filing into place here. Looks like we're still waiting on Jay and John.
I was just pulling a pizza out the oven right at 9 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
I'm the same. I was just getting my food.
I had pizza for lunch not too long ago, and then dinner will wait until after the stream here, so my tummy be grumbling about an hour or so from now. Be getting a little hangry. You guys always wonder like why I'm a little more pleasant in the first act of the game than I am in the second half of the games, because I'm just like, come on, 9 o'clock, I need to eat something because of fuck.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock for me right now, so it was getting to be about time.
I feel you, brother. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jay said he was going to be 10 minutes late, so yeah, I guess we're really just waiting on John. So hopefully he jumps in. Otherwise, yeah, let's get back to the field of play. We left off at the Shizukesa Inn. Oh, wait, that was Wednesday Crew. They were doing... If you've ever played Overcooked or Played Up or anything like that, they had a full 2 weeks where they were literally just running around tending to errands for the people staying in this inn. Bring food to this room, bring laundry to this area, the hot tub area needs towels, etc. It was quite a D&D adventure, unlike anything I'd ever done before. What else do we...
Did they go back?
What's that? No, you were there for that. You were there for that. I'm just really, really going back in time. It's easier for me to stop on maps that we've already done as I scroll through my listing of maps to the places we have not yet been. Don't want to do that.
So, that character that got trapped in the prison bubble or whatever, Was that one of our like guest star characters from another table, and now they have to make another character for that table?
No, actually, Ken was in the Wednesday table, but his work schedule changed, so he can't play Wednesdays anymore. He brought his Wednesday character here to Thursday, and then drew unlucky from the deck of many things, and now had to create a new character anyway.
I see. That's brutal.
It really was. Considering he'd already lost his first character, Tank, maybe like 3 or 4 sessions before that, he had only just started getting into playing the new character, so that was kind of doubly depressing. I did not copy over.
I didn't realize that was the same guy. That's awful.
Yep. The guy whose castle we are living in on Wednesday, Thursdays is no longer Lord of the Castle, it would appear. Although not everybody knows that in-game, which is a bit of foreshadowing, going to prove very interesting in the very near future before we take our community break. We have not heard the last from Tank, I can assure you that. So I did not copy over the initiative. From last time around, it sounded like for the most part we were going to acquiesce to the Kazumiri Sentry's demands for surrender, for the most part. And with that being the case, I figured let's not delay that uncomfortable process any longer than we have to, i.e. let's not take it one surrender at a time. So we'll back off of the initiative for now. We'll kind of enter into a discussion mode out of game. You guys can firm up any decisions in that respect. And once we've confirmed in that regard, we will proceed. You need a snackle box. I've got these delicious butter cookies here behind me. My favoriteest cookies, but they're almost gone.
So y'all, I think that we should not kill these dudes, because if we have any or had any chance of talking to these folks and figuring out what's going on, that would go away. And I think that they're a bunch of weenies, and we can take them if we gotta fight our way out. Is my opinion.
Without a doubt, we could take them. Actually, I'm looking at you, Kazukami 3. What's everybody else thinking?
Oh, Greyhador was the first one to surrender.
Very well. If we are surrendering, they are demanding that you place your weapons upon the ground, put your knees upon the same ground, and then put your forehead upon the same ground. In that order.
Ooh.
Ugh. Bond complies.
And then we'll go full Chappelle show with it. Spread your cheeks and lift your sack!
Oh, as he was about to hide these thieves' tools too. Can Azzy try and do that? Hide their thieves' tools like on their body?
A sleight of hand check may see that work for you.
Yes, please.
Passive perception 35.
Really? Dang.
Sure, why not? Uh,
I put it in the
yeah.
last place
I'm
they'd
not
look
gonna
at
ask.
me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask where you hide them, but they, as they begin the process of frisking you, do not uncover them. So that's a benefit in your respect. And Genzo said he was gonna fly off. So I'm gonna just move him slightly over here, kind of midway between joining you guys in surrender and retreating himself. And we'll let him make final decisions on that when he shows up. You bought a level? Yeah, I just did catch that. Very cool. What's up, Grumpy Don? How you doing there, buddy? You got another tin of cookies just for her. That's very cool. Yeah, I order one of those for, we each get our own respective tin every other grocery run or so. I just tend to go through mine a lot quicker. All good there. 50k, get that level up. Is anyone else trying to do anything surreptitiously in the act of surrender, i.e. deception?
Nope, no need.
Oh goodness, that's right. Was Puck not with us at all? Or no, it's Gilly at this table. Was Gilly not with us at all during this?
So
Yeah, Gilly and Celestiano.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was having stomach problems. I
That's
apologize.
okay. That's
Oh my
okay.
god, me too.
My- It's so bad.
Oh,
This whole week.
gosh. All right. Well, yes, we do need your tokens here. I'm guessing, let's say that while the group was approaching the gates here, if you weren't here for last session, let's go through a brief recap making our way to these gates, because this is the first example of cyberpunk that we have really seen in full form at this table. The plateaus that we ascended through the rice paddy villages up to the Crystal Cave, all that region, culminated at the top of this precipice here at Kazumiri City. Almost immediately, the buildings became much more modern, but also much more run down than the simple fishing villages your group had recently departed. Quality of life was seemingly not as good as well. This was a very seedy area. A lot of people trying to sell things that you might not want. A lot of people wanting to spend time with you that you may not be interested in, or maybe you are. It was a definite change of scenery moving from one scene to the next here. And as we're transitioning through that neighborhood here to the front gates of Kazumiri City proper, there were all manner of shopkeepers selling different tonics, crystals, what have you, and let's say that both of your characters were briefly pulled aside in that respect, just to kind of browse some wares. You didn't necessarily buy anything, nothing stood out magically or anything like that. But it's in that respect that now you're arriving here at the front gate and you see these Kazukame guys. And actually, if your tokens aren't on the board, you might not see that at all. So let's finalize that little bit. Our characters are coming from... I guess one way is as good as another. Let's bring Gilly right here. There's Celestiana, apparently still holding on with 5 hit points.
Yeah.
check our rest tracker here. Wednesday has apparently not taken even a short rest at all here on day 2. Or no, Thursday. We're playing Thursday. So Thursday has not taken a short rest, but when Merlin was part of the group, he did that cat nap earlier in the day. That would have probably been about 3 hours ago. So Celestiana and Tyler did get a short rest from that. But since that event, we have had at least a couple of combats. I think the Grievous and Maul battle may have taken place after that, but that would seem to explain Celestiana's current state of health. There are potions of healing for sale here, even in this seedy neighborhood, for 60 gold pieces each. They will restore 10 hit points per if you want to buy some on your way here.
Sure.
And you will certainly have time to imbibe said potions on your way here if you don't want to walk into the scene rocking 10% of your total health value.
It's about how I feel today.
Feel you there. I need this wind to die down. All this dust blowing around is just kicking my butt.
Enzo, run away.
I'm back to fall.
Depending on how many you purchase, each potion of healing will restore 10 HP. So, not sure how much coin you have. 60 gold will get you 10 health each. Welcome, Jay.
Hey.
My bad. I forgot that you said you were going to be running a little late.
Oh, sorry. Sorry I'm late.
No problem. We're still getting set up here, getting our characters who were not here at the tail end of last session up to speed. And with that being the case, yes, both of them are approaching from this side here. I have Genzo just kind of off to the side. It sounded like you were not surrendering and planning to take off, so I kind of got you midway between the surrender here and hopeful freedom in that respect. Not the William Wallace kind of freedom, however.
Got it, thanks.
Freedom!
I'm offended.
And they will. So, and I'm looking at the text right here. Now it's like, are we actually surrendering? Are we going to fight? So, again, this is that's why I didn't post the initiative, because I wasn't sure exactly how we were going to play this. If we are going to fight, we will go back into the existing turn order, add in a couple, retake, rewind. We will repost the initiative, add our new characters to that, and proceed from there, if that's what we want to do.
That was me, the player, thinking that Azzy's going to still give up.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Genzo's flying off. He's not a giving up kind.
Alright. Let's check. Yeah, it looks like John T is not here, so we're in fact going to send him over to the Tunnel of Safetitude for the time being, and none of you wanted to do anything deceptive aside from hiding the thieves' tools, so weapons on the ground, put your hands on knees on the ground, and then put your head on the ground.
Could Azzy do one more thing, kind of sneakily?
It would be at an increased difficulty, but maybe.
Azzy has the ring with the wish spell in it.
Ah!
Can he drop it in a way that Genzo's able to pick it up?
I don't know about that, because if he's, I mean, you're on the ground and he's flying away, I don't see where the intersection happens there.
That's no problem. I was thinking about that Now You See Me scene when they're flicking the card in the machine room.
Well, I mean,
like
if you're
you could
gonna
see him
try and like throw it in his direction, with a bit of misdirection, that's certainly valid. You could try a sleight of hand. The tricky part in that respect is your sleight of hand might be so good that Genzo doesn't even know you're doing it.
Oh, that's true.
If you had like a
But I can't-
psychic or telepathic connection, you could be like, Genzo, heads up!
I could message him, but and then that's adding spellcasting.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're adding a
Hide.
third action.
Yeah.
Maybe you
No,
throw it at a
but-
high arc so it hangs in the air for a second, and then you use your third action to cast a spell. Look up! Heads up!
I just blame Genzo for all this and throw it at him.
This is
Like
all
he's
your
my
fault.
ex-wife.
Oh, it's the very rare ring of fireballs.
But yeah.
Alrighty.
And how about pass without a trace?
Oh, I'm sorry, say again?
I've been dying to do pass without a trace.
I don't know that that helps us right here and now. It's that's more of a prepare to enter the area stealthily, not we've already entered, presented ourselves, been declared wanted by the local powers that be, gotten into a combat, all that stuff. I don't know necessarily that, unless we have like a group-wide, just everybody goes invisible. Pass without trace really
Gotcha.
just kind of adds a bonus to your stealth check. All right.
And Asli is already insane.
So we got Greadur, we got Ozzy, and we've got Bonjon Bovi. I'm going to put Tyler in that box as well as far as surrendering. And we're going to herd all of your characters over to this location here. And while we do that, what is the response from our arriving characters? You've definitely been spotted, but it doesn't look like they are focused entirely on you yet. These battle bots and these weird cyborg Kazukame guys.
And then go the other way.
Gonna slowly turn and head the other direction. Alrighty. Oh, this is gonna be all kinds of complicated. Oh boy. I need a character sheet. Alright, so Genzo is flying away when a presence appears in the sky before him. It is huge, and it is just covered in all kinds of gnarled spikes and matted fur. Perhaps most distinguishing, it has not one but two heads.
Whoa.
Oh.
And this thing looks like it was waiting in ambush at this point in the sky for Genzo to be at this spot. Does Genzo have alert? I.e., is he immune to surprise?
No.
Okay. We're going to try one of these right here. An improved power word pain. If you have 200 HP or fewer, you are subject to crippling pain. If you're immune to being charmed, likewise, this will have no effect on you.
No. He's not an elf.
Okay. No, your speed is now capped at 10 feet. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, other than con saves. Finally, if you try to cast a spell, you must succeed at a con save, or the casting fails and the spell is wasted. You get a con save at the end of each of your turns. On a successful save, the pain ends. And as the spell takes effect and Genzo is just racked by this intense pain, the creature speaks a low guttural abyssal. Does Genzo speak that?
Let me see. Just before that, is it a spell?
It is a spell.
Can he counterspell?
You do have your allotment of actions, yes.
Okay, he's gonna try. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's gonna burn one counterspell.
Okay.
So it's a. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a D20 roll, right?
Correct. It's going to be a die 20 plus your attribute, your pertinent modifier, whatever attribute you cast spells with.
Let's see. So that is only a 13. That's probably not going to make it, right?
Correct. Yeah, DC would be 17.
Yeah. Okay. Is this a roll that would be okay to subject to a inspiration point?
It could.
All right. So we're gonna try and roll it again.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 19.
Okay. Now we're going to bounce it back. Try our own. You cast... Did you cast it at the base 3rd level?
Correct, yes.
Gotcha, so this would automatically counter that.
Oh, you counterspell my counterspell. Got it.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so let's put a little ouchie ouchie icon right there. And did you see if he speaks Abyssal or no?
No. He speaks Infernal, not Abyssal.
Ah, so close.
I know.
It grumbles in Abyssal. Wachubak, Osaba, Genzo. And
Okay.
I'm not certain if a cry of pain is elicited from Genzo, but if there is, it is certainly something that everyone can hear. Our characters over here are certainly a bit closer than those who are currently knees and face pressed to the concrete, bereft of weapons. Remember, weapons were discarded here, way over here, where they still remain. We have not yet gathered up your goods. You are of far more importance than your possessions at this point.
That is good to know.
And what is our response in that respect? First and foremost, Genzo would be the one to respond.
Actually, probably needs to roll concentration first to make sure he doesn't drop that spell, I guess.
Which spell are you casting?
No. He's got. Oh, actually, hang on. I'm just trying to see if it's concentration or not. No, actually, that doesn't disrupt his concentration, right? It's just.
Correct. Yeah, you didn't actually take any damage. It says if you try to cast a new spell, there's a effect for that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what the spell actually does. Okay.
Was it
All right.
Spirit?
Yeah, I think Genzo's gonna try and continue to run and maybe lead this thing away. So yeah, so I guess that would just be 60 feet movement parallel to the east.
You can only move 10 feet, remember?
Oh yeah, so it'll be like 10 and then another 10.
Yeah, if you're going to
Yeah.
do an action dash.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I think he's going to do a 10 and then do a. So yeah, I think he'll do 10 and then do an action dodge actually,
Okay.
and then I think that's it for him.
Action dodge. We are going to take an interruption here with a legendary action. And if we didn't figure it out yet, yes, this is Demogorgon,
Oh,
the
damn!
lord of all the demons. We saw a cutscene where Vecna was beseeching said Demogorgon to assist him in the capture or death of 4 very important persons who had evaded Lord Vecna at a previous point in the past. This is the first manifestation of that. And I think we're going to just bonk, knock you right there. 300 HP or fewer, good luck with that. That's a guaranteed 1-round stun right there. We also forgot to have you roll your con save at the end of your previous turn to see if the power word pain is still in effect. Okay, so that is actually going to make the save on the money for the power word pain. So your turn ends and you're finally like, all right, I'm feeling a little bit better here, and then bong! Now it's like your brain feels like it's exploding.
Right.
And with that, let's check in with our other closer characters here. Gilly and Celestiana, anything? I know we were starting to turn and walk away, but now we can clearly see something happening up in the sky. I would guess Genzo's maybe like 30, 40 feet high at this point. Likewise, Demogorgon, equal height.
Thinking.
Sorry, I'm thinking too.
Alright, while you contemplate your actions, how about over here with our surrendering trio? 60 feet of visual range. We can barely see Demogorgon floating over the southern wall here. And Genzo a bit closer, so we can see, for most of us, we can see him floating up there, but obviously stunned. And remember, we are technically prone at this point, so any actions that we may choose to do will start from that position.
As they will shoot up and try to run towards their weapon.
You're going to stand up and do what with weapon?
I'm going to stand up and I think I may have dropped it over here.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
more or less
stand up and run straight to my weapon.
Okay, we are going to try to restrain such an action. Got 2 characters here close by. Where's my battle bot? There you are. Yeah, this will just be a straight grapple attempt from the battle bot, which doesn't even touch your armor class. The Kazumiri. I'll try the stun baton. Well, shoot. Let's try this. Hey! Well, that's effective. 16 physical, 18 force, a con save to avoid being stunned by the stun baton. Maybe.
I can't save, sorry.
Oh, there it is. And, oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
I'm gonna inspiration that.
Sure. There we go.
Okay, perfect.
No stun. And we didn't grapple you, so you are free to move away. Granted, you started prone, so half your move just to stand up.
I think I have 20 feet left. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I meant to draw an X over here, but I just put 4 dots. We'll say that's the space where your weapon is at.
bonus action dash, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to shout for Genzo's stunned, so they're just falling out of the sky. Because
Probably.
he uses physical wings.
Yeah, but he's probably like it's like a awkward but slow fall. Like his wings are still kind of spread, so it's like a weird feather fall. He's probably going to take some damage if he touches down, but maybe not as much as he would otherwise.
As he's going to grab their weapon with an extra 10 feet, and they're going to eat their birthday cupcake.
That
get a
takes
short rest.
That takes your action to eat that.
Yeah, I haven't used my action yet.
All right.
Or is it an object interaction just to pick up a weapon?
Well, you get a free interaction each round, so it wouldn't technically count as a use an object.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the lightsaber and then I'll eat my cupcake.
Okay. Oh,
Get a short rest, and I'll be using Arcane Recovery to get the spell back.
Okay. Anything from Bonjon or Greadur?
No, I think I'm just following along with where we're being, or what we're. Man, I'm really high. I'm just following directions.
All right.
Greator will yell towards Genzo to get it together, giving him a bardic inspiration.
All right. The Kazukame standing nearest to you, who did not take his reaction, will try a stun baton on Greadur. He apparently does not appreciate your attempts to inspire your friend there, and because you are prone, that is a 28 to hit. That's 11 damage on Greadur, a con save to avoid stun. Doe. Can always try to inspire or force point that if you wish.
No.
Probably best to save it for later. And let's see, Demogorgon is... Yeah, we're going to use this again. That's 4 legendary actions burnt. And we're going to cast this right here. Don't worry about any attack rolls. It's magic missile, so that's 35 force damage. And we caught Genzo on a rare opportunity where he's already used his reaction to counterspell.
Yep.
Pop, 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 pop. I think that's 10 missiles that fly from Demogorgon and impact Genzo there. Celestiana and Gilly checking back with you.
That's no attack this time.
All right.
I'm in guiding mode with it.
Throw a guiding bolt. Give it a go. Remember to click the left side of the
What
attack for
happened
the
there?
attack roll. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, it's on the wrong side.
I'll inspiration that. So it has.
Okay. That will certainly hit. Even the Lord of Demons is no match for a natural 20, as it should be. That's what 24 damage of Radiant looks like on this guy. How about for Gilly?
Yeah, I'm not too sure of what I want to do.
Fully valid when staring down one of the most epic foes one could ever encounter at a tabletop here. And let's, at this point, since we are in full, everybody needs to kind of take a moment to gauge their action mode. Let's bring that turn order in. Let's get a full new circumstance of initiative and check what we're looking at.
We're re-rolling?
Yes. Yeah, probably easier at this point than trying to copy everything over from the previous. 21. Check the Kazukames. Jeez. BattleBot. Decent. Oh, we've got all the Wednesday initiative still in here. Including, if you missed it, Ahsoka frickin' Tano.
Sweet.
I swear to
You're
God, I
wondering
wrote down
who
that I
the-
had a.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I swear to God, I wrote down I had a white lightsaber before she showed up.
Yeah. If anybody was wondering who the Lost Jedi was, as I said, the Star Wars What If tale that I created in 2005 predates Ahsoka's creation by a good half-decade. So that story was full in progress. We had already finished with the Clone Wars before the Disney, or not even the Disney, but the second iteration of the Clone Wars cartoon came around. Because I liked the original Clone Wars cartoon just fine. Didn't know that they were going to make a second one, let alone create an apprentice for Anakin. And of course, in our version, we were already at episode 4 by that point, so Ahsoka just never existed in any of our Star Wars tales. This is the first time she has made an appearance. And Genzo's got the top initiative, and he is stunned. Well, isn't that fun? Roll the con save.
Okay.
Oh, rolled it on the money again. The stun will shake off.
But that's the end of the turn, correct?
Correct, yeah. And actually, we can get the bloody thing off there because that was the pain. Ozzy,
Yeah,
your turn.
I'll just add the regen, and then
Yes.
end his turn.
Very good.
Azzy is first of all going to tell Genzo to retreat back to where we are, at least.
Does Genzo know this thing is after him? He said something, right?
It mumbled something in Abyssal, and you think it said your name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Genzo says, he's after me. I'll lead him away.
No, because what's to stop him from coming back? Plus, you're one of the homies. We can take him. And I'm going to pick up my bow, if possible, and I'm going to cast Force Blast for one of my attacks. Demorgan.
21. That is not gonna touch.
I will hero point it.
Okay.
Force point it, sorry.
Sure. 25.
25.
That is not going to touch.
Then I'm gonna shoot.
You're gonna
Oh,
what?
wait, I don't even know. I don't have a bow.
What? Wow.
Oh, did you have a magical one and now it's no longer magical?
Well, I mean, he
Yeah,
should still
that
have a
bow.
normal one. Yeah, it'd still be a normal bow.
I mean, knowing that I didn't hit it with my expert, aim, I'm going to guess a normal bow isn't going to do much to whatever the hell this thing is.
That's a fair bet. 24 points of critical radiant damage, barely shaved off a slice there.
So I think I'll leave it at that at the moment. Blade Song. I'll drink a superior healing potion just to get my health back up,
Okay.
just as a bonus action.
Trying
And
to
that'll be
figure
it, so
out.
just stay there.
All right. Try to figure out our play here. Oh, this is going to be something. All right, we're going to engage. Gonna float right up next to him and go for a tentacly attack. Oh god, I shouldn't have said it that way. Tentacle.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh wow, that hits.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, it is 40 to hit, 30 force damage, a con save, or your HP maximum is reduced by that amount until your next long rest.
Ouch. All right, con save. All right. Let's see. Going to use an inspiration to take the better, I guess the 20, and I'm gonna
Force point.
dump a force point, and then I'm gonna put in like a what you call it. I'm gonna spend a force point. Yep.
All right. I told you this guy didn't go to Amsterdam for work. Listen, he's stoned as shit too.
Oh, phew, 24.
24 will make it. No temporary HP reduction there.
Yep.
And this thing flails another few tentacles around in your direction, but it does not attack with them.
Ooh, what does it do?
It looks like it's toying with you, if you had to guess. It's like just kind of tauntingly lashing these tentacles in every direction that you can think of to flee. Like, okay, I'm going to try to juke to the south and then go up from that point, but it lashes a tentacle above your head. It's almost like it's in your head, thinking before you even have a chance to respond. Or it's just very, very cocky. Or both. The Kazukame are looking up in that thing's direction, and nope. Alright, we're going to look at our buddy here who's manning the gate. We're going to forcibly grab our captives, and we're going to escort you through the open gate here into the city proper. And then dude here will wait his next round before the door fully closes, but he does push the activation codes and it does start to shut. It's just maybe about 25% of the way closed at this end of the turn. For Greadur, who is now stunned this round, not a whole lot you can do except wait 6 seconds, shake it off. Over to Celestiana, only one who's hurt this thing so far.
Oh, shit.
Oh crap, my bad. I need to take a legendary interruption before Celestiana's turn. I'm going to cast a spell on Genzo.
Oh yeah, by the way, the stun drops the probably drops the what you call it, Spirit Guardians, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure because incapacitated means you can't your spells go down.
Let's
Thank God,
check.
of course, cast Cure Wounds on you.
Stunning a character in D&D 5e does not remove their Spirit Guardians. It's a concentration spell, meaning it ends if you lose concentration or cast another concentration. Stunning the caster does not explicitly cause them to lose concentration. Instead, it takes a turn away, and the spell would end at the end of the caster's next turn if the spell is not recast. Alright. And that's only if we're talking limited duration spells in that regard, I would guess. So, yeah, I think I need to roll a save then.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So
Watch me fail.
Yeah. No. His spell save DC is yeah.
We'll take half
very
then.
very much lower. Yeah. Exactly.
Spirit Guardians is 31, thank God.
Oh, but it still gets half, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, what are we looking at there? Oh, they're facing Demogorgon, the lead of all demons. Wow, that is some crap damage right there. We'll take half.
I know.
Gosh.
Here's something.
All right. And yes, with our legendary reaction, we are casting Cure Wounds.
How much healing does Genzo get?
We're giving you 32 hit points.
Wait, he's casting it on Genzo?
Yes, it's restoring health to you after it's brought you near to the brink. This thing is definitely toying with you.
That's hilarious.
As able to translate, use a bitch, Genzo.
Abba Papa Kappa in your tuba, bitcha.
What the hell am I watching?
Talking about the Cure Wounds spell that just happened. Oh, yeah. Kimberly's with us full speed here then. Alright, so yes, that was my interruption. Celestiana, it is your turn.
Boy, what do you think, Illy? Do we want to fight this, or do we want to... I guess we're stuck with fighting it.
I'm down to whip out the claws and whatever spells I have.
Alright. I'm just gonna do my starry horn here and just throw some... It's gonna probably be really, really bad.
That is a far cry from its armor class there. 25 did not hit. That's just going to fly off into the distance. Our battle bots are already taking their turns, and we'll push our guys forward here a little bit further into the tunnel. We're actually going to be in a pretty confined tunnel here for the foreseeable future for Bonjon and Greadur, it would appear. Anything that Bonjon is trying to do?
Oh, have we been taken inside yet?
You are in the tunnel.
In a tunnel.
Yeah,
All
you've
right.
gone through the doors in a tunnel that goes on well beyond your 60-foot line of sight, presumably being taken into the city to wherever they keep their prisoners.
All right. I ask the guards or the whatever gang members, I guess. So who am I talking to? What are we wanted for again? Where's my lawyer?
Quiet, you'll have your chance.
Okay, all right.
One of the robots responds, keep moving forward, prisoner.
Okay. That's all.
All right. Gilly, anything from you?
Oh. So I was like thinking about using magic missile to help out Genzo. So
Okay.
yeah.
Fair play automatically hits, assuming this thing isn't immune to force damage or isn't carrying one of those brooches of shielding. This ought to be a good attack.
Do I need to move anywhere specifically to get close, or is it just gonna hit from there?
It's definitely going to hit from where you're at. As long as you can see it and it's within I think Magic Missile's got 120 feet range, so in our system, considering everybody can only see 60 feet, that translates to as long as you can see it, you can hit it. So 9 points. Yep, 9 force damage. We are not immune and we are not equipped to resist that, so we'll take that 9.
Well, and I think I will end my turn there. I got no problems.
Alright. We are gonna legendary interrupt again. This time with... Wow, why not? Try something a little different here. We're gonna use our gaze attack, the beguiling or the confusing gaze. I guess we'll go beguiling. It's a wisdom saving throw. DC is 25 for Genzo.
Oh, close. Let's see. Definitely gonna try and roll a force point there.
Okay.
Don't forget your bardic inspiration.
All right, so that's 24, and if I use bardic, that's a 25, right?
Damn it! Yes, it is.
Thank you for the reminder for the bardic.
Note to self: punish Ken. Okay, so that's gonna bring it to Genzo's turn.
All right. So, quick question. I guess can Genzo recognize who this is? I mean, it's singular.
It's unlikely, but that depends on your skill set, like how knowledgeable is your character.
Arcana?
Arcana or religion, either of those I think would suffice.
Yeah, Arcana definitely.
Ugh.
If I spend an inspo, will I get it?
Yes.
All right, so I'll use that one then.
Okay. Let's read the tale of the tape.
Oh boy.
The Prince of Demons, the sibilant beast, the master of the spiraling depths. Demogorgon is the embodiment of chaos, confusion, and destruction, seeking to corrupt all that is good and undermine order in the multiverse to see everything dragged howling into the infinite depths of the abyss. This demon lord is a meld of different forms. He has a saurian lower body and clawed-webbed feet. Suckered tentacles sprout from the shoulders of his great ape-like torso, which is surmounted by 2 hideous simian heads named Amul and Hathradia. Their gaze brings bewilderment and confusion to any who confront them. Similarly, the spiraling Y sign of Demogorgon's cult drives those who contemplate it for too long to delirium. As a result, all followers of the Prince of Demons break with reality sooner or later. Thankfully, we are not fighting him in his lair on the Abyss, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Regional effects, likewise, do not apply. And as far as weaknesses, NA.
Yeah.
As far as immunities, he is completely immune to all non-magical damage, so anybody trying to use a mundane weapon is just going to be SOL. He is likewise immune to any poison that you might deal. He has resistance to a lot of other forms of elemental damage. Radiant, we have seen, deals full to him, so that is not anything that we resist. Likewise, force damage, full damage.
Got it.
And then,
All right. So
I guess that's about it.
Yeah. Genzo will say, I am honored that you know my name, Lord Demogorgon. And he says, what brings you here to cause trouble for me? Yeah. He says, you don't even speak common? All right. So, yeah, he's trying to figure out why he's here. Yeah, I guess, let's see. Is there anything he can use to figure this out? Let me think. Yeah, probably not. Okay. Trying to see what's going on. Yeah, no. Okay. You know what? He's gonna try a banish. Why not? Oh, actually, first I think he's gonna try and move away. So we're gonna go 5, 10, 15. Is he gonna use his reaction to attack?
I think we will.
All right.
Lash out with that. 29 to hit.
Yeah, even a shield isn't gonna help with that. So that's 25 force. So that's
Con save.
23. Con save. Damn it.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so at this point then, since he's used his reaction, he's gonna try and use Banish on this guy.
All right. A charisma save. Okay. Assumed it was wisdom. I was wrong. Charisma. Well, shit. That sucks. My charisma save is better than my wisdom save. Bum, 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 bum. All right.
Oh, damn! 35.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Let's see. I think that's I think it's
going
gonna
to drop down closer to the ground.
He's already on the ground, right? Oh no, he's still
You
not.
started to
Okay.
fall, but you never actually
Oh,
touched down. We didn't cause any crash damage.
Yeah, so let's go 5, 10. So he moves 5, 10. 15, 20, 25, 30. So he'll move down 20, I guess. So he's 15 feet above.
Okay.
And then let's see, cast a spell, did all that. I think he's going to activate Blade Song.
Okay.
So
But I'm been for Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
all right, okay. So now his AC is 25. So hopefully he has a chance if he uses shield. All right, that's basically it. I'll adjust his height and add the regen, and then I'll be done.
Okay. Ozzy, your turn.
Gedzo gets robbed by a demon lord and then starts dancing. Love it. I really wish he was lower down.
That's as far as he could go.
No, this fucking Cerberus. That's what Azzy's going to call him. Can I stand here and cast Prismatic Spray and not hit Genzo with it?
I think so. Isn't that just a cone?
Yes.
Yeah, you should totally be able to angle a cone so that it only hits this
Yeah.
giant thing.
It's a 60-foot cone.
Oh yeah, easy peasy.
DC 18 Dex check.
Where'd you get a 7th level spell?
It's I'm cracking one of the jewels on
Oh.
brilliant.
Wow. Okay,
I can only
which
do it 2 more times.
which one are you doing here? I'm sorry.
It's if they fail the save, they roll a d10 and then they get one of these effects.
Oh, gotcha. You don't choose one. I see.
Just roll the d8 just in case.
Yeah, exactly, because it says it determines which color ray affects it for each target. So yeah, it's just one. It's fire damage on a failed save, half on a successful. Okay. Dex save is... Wow, on the money. So basically, you just threw a fireball at it. Or no, a little bit better than a fireball. 10 die 6. So yeah, roll that. That's gonna be 25, which will then become 12 because, of course, this thing resists fire damage.
You're on the ground, you bitch!
Unless you have the boon of irresistible offense, in which case that will mitigate that. One of the heads looks over at Ozzy and grins, and for once it speaks in... what is Ozzy's native language?
Gnomish, I would guess.
He's gnome, okay. It actually speaks in a very frightening gnomish. You have not been deigned or marked, young Ozzy. You would be well advised to stay clear of this.
Don't threaten me with that sexy voice, you! It's on!
This is not the end. It looks over at Genzo and finally speaks in common. Or is his native would be a tiefling, right? Winged tiefling is the race?
It's common, infernal, or
infernal.
Japanese.
Infernal,
yeah,
then.
Yeah.
Ugh, I can speak it, but I hate it. Devils are the worst. It gives great pleasure to inflict such pain upon one of infernal blood. This is not the end for you, though it may feel like it.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess I'm dead.
And there goes his body. And this thing looks over at Ozzy and does its best Negan lean back like, what? What you got? And it's going to maintain its 35 feet height right there. And at this point, I am I'm going to drop the initiative entirely, but we're not going to end everybody's participation. First and foremost, Ozzy, as the closest, what would be your first action after this guy does that?
I run to Genzo crying.
Okay. We find satisfaction in that. How about for Gilly and Celestiana up here? Any response to that happening?
I'm gonna stay back for right now.
Yeah, I'm also gonna stay back. Like, holy shit.
200 hit points or fewer. All right. And with that, we are going to plane shift with our next legendary action. Burn 2 of those. Plane shift. We're going to go back to the Abyss. We're certain that Genzo will be restored, as he has not lost his soul. He has been given the eye of some unknown origin, so he can be restored just fine.
Yeah, you revivify?
That being the case, let's check our response. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need slight pause.
I thought he was gone.
All right, there. Lake of Fault. Okay, nothing like getting work texts in the middle of your second job. I'm doing the job that I love. I already did the job that I don't like, so I can do the job that I love. Leave me alone. Okay, so let's open up the map here a little bit more on the eastward side. And yes, behind our arriving friends is a squad of Kazukame that have been called to this site in response to the battle that was taking place. We called them before you guys surrendered for the most part. And they are quickly approaching the scene. To encounter 2 people blocking their path, they are calling out all kinds of, "Out of the way! Get out of the way! Official business!" You guys gonna stay there in their way?
Is Genzo revived?
He has not been revivified, no.
Can I do it?
Yeah, one of us should cast that.
Oh
I've
gosh.
got it in. I've got it in my.
All right.
ring
All right.
of
I'm gonna
bells, so-
fast forward this though, because we have 3 players that are literally sitting here doing nothing. We're gonna revivify him. Demogorgon's gonna come back. We're gonna kill him again. We're gonna be back in the same exact boat because Demogorgon's gonna fuck with Genzo. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna make sure that he doesn't escape, and that we all get included in the same scene that's to come.
Okay. Fair.
Fine.
So we're certainly gonna want to revivify him, but maybe not right out here seconds after this just happened.
Okay, that's fine.
And Ozzy has already been marked and targeted. We have your facial recognition in our scanners here, so while Genzo is certainly a primary target, we see his corpse on the ground, and we see Ozzy standing nearby. So all weapons are trained on you. Once again, cycling back to where we were about an hour and 20 minutes ago, demanding your surrender.
I'll surrender again.
I guess I will too.
Let's
Yeah.
check.
They don't know you two are involved, so you just don't have to surrender.
There
innocent
is
bystanders.
some conversation between the 2 of them, and one of them does recognize Celestiana. So it does appear that Wong ratted out your entire group to these guys. Remember, it was Wong who told the Kazukame that your group would be coming here, and it's why they were expecting your arrival, and you were met with such a hostile response.
That's so wrong of him.
Ah!
Son of a bitch. I whispered to Genzo's corpse, "Don't worry, we will kill him."
All
Soon,
right.
my friend.
So, assuming we are all in the same boat now, let's go ahead, reunite all of our characters. Let's move over to the next area, which is entirely theater of the mind. I did not design a prison cell. I have a few of them, but at this point, we have, what, 1, 2, 3, was there 6 of us? Are all 7 of us here? Yeah. We're going to divide y'all into 2 different cells.
Can I request to be with Genzo because he's, a corpse?
Actually, we're going to take his corpse elsewhere here.
I wonder if
Although-
Wong betrayed us because we didn't go help him, or if he was always going to from the beginning.
Actually, in our insight is telling us that if these guys take Genzo's corpse away, we may never see it again. So while we're being jostled and hustled from place to place, if somebody has a revivify, this might be a prime opportunity to at least ensure they imprison Genzo rather than whatever else they have planned for him.
If anyone else has the material components,
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Go ahead, post up the spell. Just want to make sure this, see what kind of interaction. 1 action, yep. You got to have the diamonds. They didn't confiscate every piece of equipment you had. They literally just wanted your weapons out of hand on the ground. They'll hustle you back to the processing area where they will do a more thorough investigation of any items you have on you, at which point valuable things like 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds, yeah, we might not ever see that again, depending on how things go. But at this point, while we still have these on our possession, we can certainly make use of that. And the ever-cruel Kazukame will take umbrage with that. We're going to smack Celestiana twice with the stun baton, or try to, only realizing that her AC is beyond what we're able to touch right now. So let that be a warning to you. No unauthorized spell casting in here.
Ooh, that tickles.
All right, so now let's have each of you roll a die 20, please. There's Kai with her second natural 20 of the night.
hey Genzo.
Oh, damn time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who we missing? John T accidentally rolled twice. That's all good. Let's see. Grador, put you right there. Genzo, we'll put you right there. Kai. Likewise. Ozzy, yep. John T. Oh, it looks like
Kelly
Kayla.
roll?
Just a straight die 20. You can /R space 1 die 20, or you can use that little dice roller off on the left side of the page. Bon John got a 10. Actually, at this point, we've already got everything broken down, so we don't need Gilly to roll at all. By default, we're going to put her over here in Cell B. Cell A will contain our 4 friends here, Genzo, Ozzy, Celestiana, and Bonjon Bovi. Cell B, Greador, Gilly, and Tyler Heelman. And, of course, it's one of those 15-foot wide concrete passages. The cells are very cyberpunk in design, very mechanical, advanced beyond the traditional cells that we might be used to. And we are placed in cells almost directly opposite each other on the sides of this hall. If there's, say, 5 cells on each side of the hall, for example, Group A is in cell 1 and Group B is in cell 2 on the other side. So you can still clearly see each other, just not a direct right across from each other, so to speak. And with that, now that we are confined in here, let's see who else is joining us in cell block B.
Oh,
That's Wong.
oh, Tyler, you couldn't have been in a better cell.
And I'm going to leave that at the halfway point here. We will take our halftime break and catch up with you in about 10 minutes with the Kazumiri City Nexus.
Why
Are you
did
with
you
us?
punch me, man?
Tyler,
Oh,
do your thing.
this is gonna be great.
As soon as you're done beating the piss out of that guy, I'll just summon my lightsaber and bust us out of here.
Don't worry, I have my thieves' tools if we want to be a bit more sneaky at the beginning.
Sure, man. I'm gonna get my lightsaber anyway, just in case.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're getting all our shit back, or we're destroying the city.
Yeah, right.
This man's about to get questioned so hard.
No,
Oh man, I'm so nervous. I don't like John T's questioning.
Knowing that he's in prison makes me think that he tried to save himself by giving us up, but it didn't.
I'm not sure what
We don't even know if he's
up.
actually imprisoned or not.
I'm
we
not
just
sure
know
what
he's
we
in the
got
cell.
given up for. TBH. Like, did we do something to these people? I don't think we did.
We walked in. That's about it.
Well, we're about to find out what Wong fucking said to them, and so we can refute it.
Yeah, kick his
Yeah,
ass. I don't give a shit about this guy anymore.
There's a reason
I thought he was a
Grahador fine
homie.
giving up his weapons. Literally, I can just summon it at will. So
I just use magic, so taking my weapons doesn't really mean much.
exactly.
Right? Yeah, dude. I'm an Eldritch Knight. Like, I got magic. I got a bound weapon. Like, fucking. What do I care?
Act of the Blade Warlock. Yeah, with Greater Pact weapon.
I don't need weapons though for Wong to catch these hands.
Exactly.
Also, there's a reason that Grahador has never stayed in a jail cell for very long.
I've just
Well,
about this.
While I do some questioning, you can work your way out of here.
I mean, I'm all for just, finding out what Wong said and just saying that's not true.
Also a valid option.
Don't worry, we'll find out.
Unless it's like, oh yeah, pick up these people, they have so much money and weapons on them, in which case then we break out. As he was a pirate, so he doesn't like the idea of his stuff being taken.
I complicate things. One of my many skills. I'm making things up. All in my mind.
I really thought we were gonna go right into questioning, getting locked up. Man, this sucks.
I was expecting a more Shawshank approach. You know, prison
Honestly,
break.
I didn't expect anything. I just sat down and started eating ice cream, and then all of a sudden, I got the sense Wong was around.
Tingle. There's a bitch nearby.
It smelled like bitch in here.
I want to know what Wong's like. Was he hiding when he knew that we were in the same cell, or standing there like he owns the fucking place?
All I know is if he's a prisoner in here, know where his family is. Or it could have been another fucking lie.
Don't worry, I'll meet his family soon. In heaven.
Yeah. No one's gonna stop me this time.
The only reason I'll stop you is if a vortex warp him into our cell and have a couple of rounds of combat.
Yeah, this one's all yours. I don't give a shit.
You betrayed us.
Hell, I throw you my lightsaber, like, hey, have at it.
That way I can cauterize him before he bleeds out.
And if I need it back, it just right in my hand.
And just break it. You throw me the lightsaber, I don't even like activate it. I just hit him with the the staff hand.
Just bonk him with it.
It's a hammer now.
I mean, you don't got to be proficient with it to use it.
I think Azzy and Genzo are proficient now as well.
I am also proficient now.
You just can't summon hers like a badass.
I mean, clerics can summon weapons too, you know? Get your spiritual weapon and just, hey, go bonk that guy.
Spirit weapons, a fucking sledgehammer. Turn it into a drill.
I like my scythe.
Have it behind them like a airplane propeller and just push them into it.
That would be brutal.
As he hates this guy. We need him to suffer.
Alright, welcome back. Let's get to it and see what you got planned here inside the cells. Yo, mama jokes. Your mama's so dumb she thought Jar Jar comes with pickles.
Did you like my D&D one that I posted thing?
Yeah. Your mama's so dumb she thinks a lightsaber has less calories. You know, cause it's light. Less calories.
That's so dumb.
I miss Robot Chicken.
Yeah, the robot chicken Star Wars. Yo, mama fight. That was so
I
good.
mean, a lightsaber will make you have less calories.
So anyway, Wong, make with the answers, boy.
Yeah, Wong seems surprised to see your group brought into the cells, and he does not look guilty or anything upon your arrival. If anything, he looks concerned. Are all of you okay? How did they capture you?
I immediately punch him. Immediately.
Oh man, roll the attack.
Oh, I don't have unarmed. Let me,
You actually unarmed in the compendium is considered an item. You can just drag it onto your character sheet like any other weapon. That's probably gonna hit though, just naturally. If you don't have unarmed fighting, it's probably, I think it's 1 point of damage plus strength modifier.
Alright, so then 3.
3, yeah, that'll definitely hit him. His AC is not that great. Opens up a little cut on his mouth there. Oh! Why?
After I punch him, and he does a little shrug knockback, I'm gonna hop on him and push him down to the ground and start slamming his head into the back and just start shouting at him.
Whoa! Let's
Why'd
roll.
you do this? What did you tell them?
Let's
So,
roll
at that
opposed
point-
grapple checks. You have to roll athletics. I'm going to roll our acrobatics to try to wiggle my way free before I get pinned to the mat here. Oh, damn. Rolled about as good as I could. Hey, I love 11-11. Unfortunately, not so good here. He's got some juke to him, and he manages to kind of slip out from under that, and he just holds his hands out peacefully. He's like, what happened? Why are you so aggressive?
And Grey Hedor is going to actually step in between and be like, wait, who is this man and why are you attacking him?
This piece of shit, Wong, he's supposed to help us get into the city. And then yet here we are trying to get in ourselves, and they're fucking know everything about us, taking our shit, imprisoning us because of his say-so.
As soon as he says Wong, Grey Hedor will summon his weapon, which will take the form of a dagger, and put it to Wong's throat.
Okay. That, I guess, would also be probably an opposed grapple. We're not actually dealing an attack. We're just trying to kind of get into a threatening position. Not a whole lot of room in this cell, though. Your athletics versus my acrobatics.
Would I be able to do an acrobatic?
As the
Since I'm just
aggressor,
not
it's
supposed-
always athletics.
Okay. that's what I
Defender
thought,
gets the
but-
choice between the two. Acrobatics can be more defensive. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he tries to back off. He puts his hands up, and then Greydor kind of comes in at his side, and Wong just stops moving. He's like, please, I don't understand what has happened here. They captured me earlier today. Yeah, I mean, bereft of his defenses as they stand, that's pretty on par there. He normally would have a better armor class.
Did he spill the beans, Tyler?
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Did he spill the beans?
Sorry, I meant Dan. I spaced out there for a sec.
Oh, I was just saying that'll certainly hit his armor class. He takes the damage.
Oh, okay. Did he respond to what Greyhead here said? Or did? I mean,
Greyhead-
sorry.
Yeah, he's completely like given up trying to resist at that. Like he was trying to back away from the grapple, but once the knife came out and is at his throat, he's just like got his hands up, and he's just trying to plead for a cessation of hostilities. And during all of this, Genzo is just regenerating. He'll be back up to his full HP value here within the next 5 minutes or so, so that can also happen.
Don't
All
worry,
right,
Ginzo,
I'm
you'll get
gonna-
the looks at.
He's
I'm
gonna
ask
be.
Wong what the fuck's going on. Why is he in here? Why did he sell us out? So I'm gonna slowly creep up on him while Greyhead Ear's got the knife in his throat, and I'm just gonna stink eye him, ask him what the fuck is going on.
Look, my plan to get in did not work. They saw right through my disguise, and they took me captive. I've been here most of the day. They have strong magical means of persuasion, interrogation, torture. You will not even come out of it on the other side in full recollection of what information you may or may not have conveyed to them. I am deeply sorry, if anything, that they wormed out of me, put you in any kind of compromising position, but this is the way they operate. They turn good people against each other. My mission remains the same. I am here only to reunite with my family. Your mission, I'm not opposed to you. I wish to be nothing but friends.
How does he look?
Well, he's taken maybe like 10% of his total HP just from the little thrashing you've given him so far.
Sorry, I meant how does like he look like from before we arrived? Because he said they magically tortured information out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So like, does he look like he's been tortured, or does he?
He doesn't have any wounds on him. He looks very exhausted. Maybe like he's at stage 3 exhaustion.
It's possible they zone of truth him.
Zone of truth doesn't mean that they have to tell everything. All it means is that they can't lie.
Right. It's not like he's gonna willingly give out the information just because he's in the zone.
This was not a
Unless they
spell.
ask
It was
specific questions.
It was an injection of some sort. They have a
Show me.
metal table that they restrain you to, and they have. He lifts back his hairline on both sides, and you can see a couple of darkened spots of skin at his temples. They have a device that they put over your eyes that deprives you of your senses. Occasionally, it will administer a shock directly to your brain. I cannot say I'm completely unfamiliar with this method of torture, but it worked. You're certainly able to roll insight checks. I mean, that's always on the table. If you think somebody is BSing you. 15 insight. He is definitely panicked and fearful, especially with a knife at his throat, but he doesn't register any deception. 14, likewise. 10.
I'll inspo that, Tyler. We gotta know.
24. He's telling the truth.
All right, I'm gonna walk up close to him, stare him deeply in the eye. I'm gonna give Greyhead Ear a look like, let it go. And then I'm gonna turn to walk away, but then I'm gonna spin back really quick quick and sucker punch him just for one final shot.
All right. Go ahead, roll it up. Well, damn.
That was rough.
I mean, it'll still impact him, just not really with any force. You kind of end up like punching his shoulder, but it's not enough to like really physically do any damage.
Now get out of here, slugger.
Yeah.
What did they say
All
to
right.
you?
How
They brought
how
you
long
in.
have you been in here? How long have you been in here, Wong?
I was unconscious for part of it, but it feels like 4, 5 hours maybe?
How long after we separated did you get captured?
Oh, not long at all. An hour. I made my way directly to the city gates, used my disguise. There was a delay while they checked my credentials. It seemed as if they were trying to put me off my guard while they summoned reinforcements to apprehend me.
Yeah, that tracks. We got here. They immediately decided we were bad news because of you. So thanks for that, by the way.
They seem to think I am responsible for killing the man whose clothes I now wear.
Gee, I wonder why they would think that.
Does Wong remember exactly what he said about us?
I do not.
If the zone of truth them, everything.
I don't recall them asking questions. They put this serum into my bloodstream. They shackled me down. They deprived me of my sight. They administered shocks to my face and my head. I lost consciousness, and when I came to, I was in here. I have a hazy recollection of a man in a white uniform with glasses gently speaking to me, but I can't remember what it was that we discussed.
And how long have you been in this cell?
That's I thought what you were asking earlier about 4
Oh, okay.
4 or 5 hours.
And what have you done? What have you been doing? You just been sitting here?
I have been observing the rotations of the Kazukame. So far, it appears to be on a 2-hour rotation that they bring in a new pair of guards. And this is roughly what we're looking at as far as ourselves. We've got the 15-foot gap between. We're kind of off-centered. Cell B over here, cell A over here. The only thing that's really kind of hazy is, I would say, these squares that are over here and over here probably represent about 20 feet per square. So this guy would probably, like, realistically be off the map up here. And this guy would probably be about as far down as over here for our real distance interpretations. But just so we kind of have an idea that there's 2 guards in here with us, they're positioned a little closer, one on each side of the hallway.
All right. When was last change, Wong?
It's an hour ago.
And you notice anyone? Is it on a set schedule? It's the same people rotating in and out.
It's different guards so far. I've only seen 2 rotations. If the third set goes back to the original people who were here, we'll know it's alternating between a set of 4. But if it's 2 new ones, they have at least 6 in the immediate vicinity.
And do they wander or are they stationed?
They are very robotic. stand
Robotic,
perfectly.
okay.
Yes, they stand perfectly still. I have, if it, with all of you here, we have a slight chance at this. By myself, I would almost assuredly be captured immediately. But
We tried offering you our help, and you sort of gave us a cold shoulder. And even though here we are, same exact spot, same amount of time, but we actually did something, and you've been caught in a cell. So I think we're gonna figure this one out, all right?
whatever you say. At this point, we experience the Nexus. All of our characters who are magically inclined, whatever source that may be, arcane, divine, druidic, you can distinctly sense a powerful magical instability. Nearby, exact distance unknown. You're not certain if this just all of a sudden appeared or if it's now that tensions have kind of cooled, you're not inside of battle, you've gotten acclimated to your new surroundings, maybe you're becoming more attuned to this event. You are certain that it is an unstable, massive force of magic. You are likewise certain that this is a time-sensitive event. You would guess at some point before day's end, this event will finalize. Whatever that happens to mean is completely an unknown. You don't know if this is a good effect, if this is a bad effect. Each of you who has a magical inclination can kind of feel that you may in some way, shape, or form be able to influence this event. Yeah, I was just looking over your characters. Every one of your characters has a spellcasting class of some sort, which I guess nullifies somewhat the following statement, but it's also important to address. Even if your character is not magically inclined, you still sense this weird energy present, almost like a clock ticking down to some unknown event. So even our non-magical characters are certain that something is about to happen.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
That is exactly the correct response.
All because of fucking Wong.
What the hell's the force?
We do know that it is within the Kazumiri city limits. We can kind of sense the general direction towards it. We've got a nice plot marker on our HUD that's indicating that direction. We just don't have number of meters towards that actual event. We likewise don't have an exact idea of how long before it expires, but we do again feel like it's going to be by end of day today. And right now it's probably mid-afternoon, so time is a ticking to find where this is and what this is and what we can maybe do about it. And yes, indeed, in that respect, let's see how we want to respond.
And I'm gonna look at Grade here and say, hey, we need to get out now.
Wong raises a hand.
What is
Shut
it,
up, the
Wong?
men are talking.
If you can handle the combat side of things, I am able to shift my consciousness to an echo form of myself. I can use this to instantaneously get outside into the hallway and open the cell doors. There will be a momentary delay while I am caught between forms. This is why I said by myself I would assuredly be captured. With all of you, though, I can quickly get out into the hallway, open the doors, and you take care of the guards.
Doable.
All right, do it.
So before he does that, I'm gonna drop my current weapon and switch it to my bow.
Very good. Go ahead, roll the Thieves' Tools on that for Ozzy.
Gonna give you
What do we
guidance.
actually have on us?
Say again?
I was saying, what do we actually have on us, like items wise?
You're pretty bereft. They were pretty thorough in taking all items of offensive value. They did not strip down your armor. They didn't want to go to that length, it seemed. They were more inclined to just get your bags, your satchels, your bandoliers, your baldricks, anything like that that are carrying goods. They didn't necessarily go through them. They just saw, okay, here's handy haversack. There's probably stuff in that. We're going to take that. Here's a bag of holding. There's probably stuff in that. We're going to take that. They didn't necessarily go through everything. So only items that appear mundane or you were able to secret on your person would still be available. You did likewise see that they took your items northward off the map further into the prison complex. You've actually not even gotten into the full city. Wherever this prison is, it's attached to that long corridor entering the city.
Does 22 open the door?
A 22 does not. This is a quite advanced mechanical lock, the likes of which you've never seen. You're actually not certain if it even can be picked. It seems to have very thick metal plates that are keeping this door locked, not your standard pin and tumbler. And if we do have some agreement to Wong's plan, he can start enacting that right now.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Make sure Genzo restores his HP right there. I don't know how far he's going to get on 1 hit point.
I got it. Thanks.
All right. Let's pop into the hallway. Shift our echo. Let's copy that. Back over to here. The echo is like translucent. Also doesn't have a health bar. And just in case. All right. And yeah, he slaps the panels on both of the doors, or just to the side of both of the doors on the wall, which, despite the complexity of the locks, the opening mechanisms out here are a simple green and red button. Red to close the cell, green to open the cell. So he hits both the green buttons. The cells open up. The guards are completely caught by surprise, so each of you get a surprise round that we can begin. Go ahead, roll initiative for that, just so there is some sense of order in the surprise round. Hopefully we can kill both of these guys or render them incapacitated before they ever even get a turn. Wong will not get a turn here as he took his turn on the surprise round already. Ooh, nat 20 from Kayla on the initiative.
For once.
Yes, indeed. Looking for love in all the Wong places. All right.
Get out.
That is.
That won't happen. That won't happen for a long time.
My favorite Alice in Chains song. As of now, you've got me Wong. Okay. Who are we
I'm
missing?
reporting you to the feds.
Somebody's missing from the initiative. Is it Celestiana? Nope. It's not
Oh
Greater.
shit, is it me?
Oh, it's Bonjon, the high
Bonjon.
guy. There it is. All right. Roll that, get that going. And Gilly's got the first spot here, so yeah, I'll draw a little thing here just to indicate. Oh gosh, I'm doing the wrong again. Okay. Dang it. Third time's charm. Here we go. Wow, that is so dumb. I don't like that it's doing that. I wonder if it's gonna... Oh, for goodness sake, it's not worth it. The dynamic lighting is for... I don't even have dynamic lighting on this map, but it's messing up. You effectively have to get out into the hallway to be able to attack either of these guys, is what I was trying to say. I was going to draw a little roughshod map, but it wasn't working.
Gotcha. So, do I have that freedom to move out? in
Oh,
the
yes.
hallway?
Yeah, you get a full turn.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I did that right.
Thank you there, John T. Yours worked better than mine did, and I can at least extend that to the hallway size, and then, yeah, we can kind of see where our cells are there. Good looking out.
Are we attacking by any chance?
Oh yeah, we want these guys dead or unconscious, whichever is your preference. We're trying to get out of the map to the north side here, so at the very least, this guy needs to go.
I'm gonna cast Catnap on him.
What? Man, I hope there's a thing where it says it has to be willing target. Post it up. That'd be funny if he goes to sleep.
I'm too tired for this shit.
2 days to retirement.
Sleep, you got it, boss.
Okay, up to 3 willing creatures, yeah. There's not
So
a...
I can't.
Correct, yeah. He may be tired and ready for the shift to end, but he's not willing to forsake his brethren quite just yet for that. So
Okay.
you would know that wouldn't even work, so don't even that wouldn't cost your action.
Then
Just do
I'm,
the look over there movement.
then I'm just gonna use my cat claws and, you know, attack this guy.
All right, get up on him. Scratchy, scratchy. All right, gonna have to be a little closer right there. Well, damn, that sucks. It definitely hits. Minimum you can do is 1 damage, so that's what will happen right there. Yikes.
Do I get a point for inspiration for being a supporter?
Oh, absolutely.
Then I want to use that.
Let's have you use that to take a second attack here, because that's not really going to be anything to affect your damage, but in this circumstance, we will use it to take a second attack entirely and just add more damage onto that. Wow! That is a poor die 4 right there. Let's actually bolster it just slightly. These guys are pretty beefy on the hit point bar, but 2 successful attacks there will get some damage going.
Cool. And then, can I back up just a little bit as like a bonus action so then I, can dodge it, sort of?
Let's see. I don't know if you can do that as a sorcerer. You still have
No,
movement
that's
left that you could back away, but... Or no, yeah, you can totally do that, because you got it by surprise. These guys don't get reactions on the surprise round, so you can totally move away with no retribution.
Alrighty, I
Very
move,
cool.
and I think I'll end my turn there.
Alright, that's over to Genzo's turn.
You've
Right.
got your team.
5, 10, 15. Let's see. Yeah, 20. He's gonna put himself there. And then he's gonna use Chill Touch on dude to the north.
All right.
Ignore the -5. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Dang, my
Yeah,
AC
that's
is 18 though.
It's 18. All right, I'll spend that inspo to get the
Okay.
8 necrotic in there.
We'll take all of that.
Okay. Does dude have a weapon?
He does. He's got the stun baton on his side.
Hmm.
And then he's got the wrist ionizer, which is not visible currently. It's kind of like the, it's a cybernetic implant, so it only pops out when it's necessary.
Ah, okay. Okay, I think, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, Genzo will go occupy him. 30. And that's it, end turn.
All right, let's get Tyler in the action.
Sick. I'm gonna hop out and pull the dude to the north.
Oh,
Once
now
I
he's just
change
graffitiing
my-
everywhere.
Yeah, once I figure out to change my back.
Remember, our Jedi characters have that Force Lightning, which can stun a motherfucker.
I don't want to stun him. I want to beat his ass.
Beat him, beat him. Yikes. Oh, what is that? Okay, wisdom save from our guy here. Not proficient. Not saving. Does that divine strike occur on this as well, or is that just an extra tag?
It should. Let me triple check.
Yeah, go ahead, post it up if you can. Weapon strikes.
Hold on, there's another one.
Maybe at like higher levels it improves it to something else.
There's that one I didn't notice.
Cantrips or weapon attacks. Toll the Dead, is that a cantrip? It is, right?
Yep.
That would certainly apply. So yeah, once you do it, you can't use it again until the start of your next turn. So yeah, it's a once around thing. So yeah, we'll take the extra 6. Okay. Got this guy almost halfway down. And how about Bon John Bovi? Summon that lightsaber.
Yeah, I shoot it back to my hand, and can I just like stick it in the door and open that up?
Door's already open.
Oh, it's already open. Never mind. And I walk out. I will go and beat that guy up.
Kick his ass, Seabass. Oh, oh, oh. Youch. That second attack is going to slice right through flesh and electric upgrades, causing an interesting little spark of bloody electricity as this thing just falls dead.
Nice work.
You still got that third attack if
Thank
you have
you.
enough movement to get over to the other guy.
I don't think I do. That was most of my movement. I think I got like 5 feet. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else. That'll be all.
Alright. can throw it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll do that. What do I roll for that?
You already rolled the attack?
Oh,
I was just looking for a way to make that 23 for 14 apply. Of course, the saber is now like lodged into this guy unless you have a returning property. But if you're able to summon that thing back to your hand next round, that could be a workaround as well.
that's how it's. Yep.
So it won't
Been wanting to do-
instantly come back. There's a possibility on his turn he could like grab it and try to interact with it. But if you're able to recall it from there too, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Ozzy, up to you.
As they will run over here and show this Kazumiri his unlimited power and do the Force Lightning.
Oh, zot, 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 zot. Did you add the attack block for it? I'm dying to see one of them in action. We haven't seen anybody actually add it in yet.
Sure, one second.
Sounds like a gardening break here for me. I'm down to the old dry shaky shake from last year until payday tomorrow. Get some good buds at that point. Oh man, my lighter's all jammed. I am dying for us to get to the next map. I've been looking forward to it for so long. Whoa!
Oh, I didn't do the stat up properly, but yeah, 37 damage.
In a row?
I would certainly hope so.
Try not to force lightning any guys on the way back to the parking lot. You get back here. And isn't there a saving throw for a stun, right? Con save?
It's DC.
Con save 15?
It's 8 plus proficiency 17.
Permission for a
Oh,
reroll?
yeah, but... Go ahead. How charisma rare, ya baby.
I'm gonna put the broken wind-up toy icon on this guy. He's just shut down. And perfect pickings for Celestiana and possibly Greador to finish him off. Hopefully Celestiana, since Ken said all of his things make a lot of noise.
No, all my spell attacks do.
Ah, you're just gonna go throttle this guy.
No, my bow works just fine.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. I forgot you had the weapon to hand as well.
I'm still sorry for him, so I'm just gonna throw my little bolts at him. Or
Okay.
I can do that twice, right? We decided I could do that twice, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can shoot 2 of those per round. Which is good, because that is a miss and a hit. And that second hit is going to leave this guy with 3 hit points. So it is going to come down to Greador to see if we can finish this off.
Yeah, I'm gonna
slap him.
I'm gonna spend a force point for Celestiana, please.
Oh,
Is that
may not come down to that then. Roll the force point for that first one then.
Me?
Yes.
Which am I rolling? I'm
That'll
sorry.
be 2 die 8. We're going to take the higher of the 2. If anybody ever wants to make it actually roll the correct, I think it's this one. No, that's not it. But there's like a thing where you do like keep the higher of the 2. But yeah, in that case, that is it. Both Kazumiri destroyed. The passageway empty of guards. And the door to the next area awaiting our progress.
Alright, let's go find our item.
All
Greador's
right.
just gonna look around and be like, I've escaped a lot of jail cells, and this is the first time I didn't have to do something to do it.
Nice.
Where's my shit?
You
I
did.
push my lightsaber back.
You did. You made friends.
That was my first jailbreak. That was so cool. That felt awesome.
Way too easy.
All right, we're gonna go and look for weapons.
All right. We're going to step over to the next map right now. Actually, no, we're going to hold off
Is
on this.
anyone else proficient with a lightsaber? Because I can like break mine in half and give you one.
I mean, yeah, I am, but it would be a waste for me to use it.
Okay, I'll just.
Asiasm would love it.
Yeah, you want one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I twist it apart or however it works and hand you one. And I show you how to turn it on and like don't cut your arm off.
What happened to Grievous's lightsabers?
I don't
Asi
know.
took one, Genzo and Gelly took another, and I
Oh.
think we kept the rest in our storage.
Gotcha. I gotcha. So you're basically taking possession of one until you get yours back, because I thought you already had one.
I assumed they took it, yeah.
Right. Yeah, they definitely did. All right.
And then Bond winks and he's like, "I'm gonna need that back, so don't lose it."
As he drops it. Oh, Butterfinger!
He turns it on and drops it point down with the energy blade on, and it descends to the Earth's core, and now we got a whole new problem to deal with.
Unbelievable.
Make a
Some
drill.
people-
Well, I'm gonna go back
Genzo,
to the
you're an
spell.
artificer.
Oopsies.
All right, the next chamber is an octagonal one with numerous control stations. There is a lone Kazukame positioned in this room. We're going to do another initiative roll-off here, and this is basically going to come down to who wins the initiative. If the Kazukame wins the initiative, that may be problematic, but if our group, the majority of them, beat this guy in initiative, then we're just going to hand wave his defeat. Okay, I got a 6, so I'm feeling pretty good about your guys' chances here. Yep, yeah, we're going to be finished off. Oh, look, he stole your lightsaber crystal, and he changed the blade to purple. It used to be red.
Whose?
Yours, now he's got a purple saber. Somehow he changed out the crystal.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Well,
When I
I
get
think
it back, will it still be purple?
I think it's because that's his normal lightsaber, and he didn't want to add a second one onto there, so I'm just being stupid.
Oh, I see. I was like, oh.
Yeah, if we find
As he's gone full Mace Windu.
if we find the Ilum, the crystal cave on Ilum, we can certainly have some color swapping options here. But yes, as everybody in the party except for Kai beat this guy in initiative, and she pretty much tied me, this one will also be defeated. It looks like he's trying to panic punch something on his keyboard, probably to call an alarm in response to this prison break, but you are able to catch him before he does so, you think. Making your way to the station where he was at, you don't see anything abnormal, no red lights flashing or message sent, alarm in progress. It looks like normal schematics. None of you are really familiar with this technology anyway, but you do read and understand the Japanese language, which all of this is written in, so it's just a lot of technical schematic stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but at least nothing is triggering your insight that something is wrong. Let's roll investigation checks to see if we can locate our equipment in this large octagonal chamber. There is only two doors that lead from this chamber. One of them is your normal person-sized door. The other is about 3 times that size and significantly better secured. It appears to be a a very thickly defended blast door of some type.
Bon John loses the lightsaber he's holding.
Hey, do I have like an inspiration or something I can use to get that 24 instead of that 6?
I don't think you have an inspo. You would have a force point, but as we're going off of a we're going off a group average here, and this is not looking good so far. So we will.
I'll burn the inspiration to get him that 24 just to get the average.
Very good. That's 1, 2, 3 that are doing us really good. And thankfully, Gilly is setting a nice middle ground there so that the next highest isn't below 10. And that will sufficiently get the job done. In the very center of this octagonal room is a octagonal table. It's got a padded top, and initially it looks strangely out of place, but like you could imagine, maybe whoever commands this area on a busy day probably sits here and they have like an unobstructed 360-degree view of the command chamber here. But upon further investigation, on the side of one of these octagonal facings is a keypad. And it takes a few moments to make heads or tails of this. You recognize the numbers and the sigils, but you have to connect that investigation with some of the nearby terminals. And when you find out which of these terminals contains the code to open this keypad, it's a quick matter of relaying that from whoever's at this terminal to the person who's entering the code. That causes the padded top of this octagonal table to swing to the side. It appears to be entirely magnetically adhered, and it's still hanging very awkwardly off. You would think the weight of this thing would just cause it to collapse once it's swung into this position, literally to the side of the table, but it's still hanging on. And inside of this table are all of your gear. And a very large bar of platinum that has the Kazumiri Syndicate sigil etched into it right on the front center. And you gotta imagine that platinum bar is worth about 10,000 gold.
Oh yeah, boys! We're getting paid.
This is for inconvenience.
Post the pass without trace. I don't think there's anything you need to roll just yet, but once we do start rolling stealth checks, the verbiage for pass without trace will come into effect. I think it's plus 10, and it also indicates that people can't track you through such and such means, blah, blah, blah. But in a cyberpunk setting, we may have additional means of tracking that are not covered in the verbiage of this spell, so that's why it is important to see it. We are also able to, through our investigation here, I assume everybody re-equips, gets all their gear back, nothing is missing. We determine the 2 doors leading out of here. We get a rough schematic of the facility here. The smaller door leads deeper into this detention facility, where based on the brief layout, you're able to kind of scroll over and catch on this map. You're guessing there's got to be a few dozen more of these Kazukame stationed very close by. The other door, the blast door, leads out to the parking lot.
Yes, we should head to whatever direction that place is, where the anomaly is.
Both directions will probably get you there, because you got to imagine the detention facility has another exit. Besides this one, you're probably in the back of the facility, so there's probably a front exit, but you'll have to fight through a bunch of these guys to get to it. The parking lot is likely immediately an access to the outside, and just got to figure out your way from there.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's avoid fighting. We want to try and get there quickly.
Can't be tracked except by magical means. Yes, and technomancy is a form of magic, so this will benefit us for anybody using their senses to attempt to detect our stealth here, but any magical or scanner means of tracking that a lot of these guys have may get through this.
We gotta roll high.
And finally, we get to the map I've been waiting for. This is going to take a bit to explain, but yeah, I hope y'all like puzzles.
Ew.
Right.
What the?
Yeah. This is gonna be
What am I seeing?
fun. We've got computer chips, and we've got a circuit board. We've got numerous slots where these computer chips can be placed and linked into position. And this will eventually form a continuous cycle of laser connecting grid. Once this laser has completely cycled through, this will complete the puzzle. This is probably one of the more difficult puzzles that I've ever found and tried to put together. So the locations of the chips, I don't know how advantageous this is giving them to you, but I felt it was just extremely too difficult without having any framework of reference whatsoever. And that's always the objective. Even though these puzzles are meant to be challenging, they're not meant to gridlock us for the next 90 minutes. There will come a point if after 10, 15 minutes of interaction, we're just unable to figure it out. Our characters can then start rolling their checks to figure it out with their intelligence. And yep, that's exactly it. Every player should have the ability to move every one of these computer chips around. Every one of them has a different number of lights, indicated by the Trivial Pursuit pie-shaped colors right there. The number of lights present on each piece are the number of lasers that connect to each of these pieces. So as we can see here in space A, this has one light. This is the only laser that is going to connect to this over to site B. Once we figure out what properly goes into slot B, that will enable us to further progress along the circuit board. There are bonuses that will exist if our group is able to complete this puzzle in a certain number of real game minutes. I have not, of course, started that timer at all yet. We're still going through the introduction here. And if there are any questions, this is a good time to ask them.
How many lasers are allowed to be redirected from one point? So, like, if we put B there, which will direct a laser to K, L, and I, is K still able to send a laser to L, or no, because B already sent one to L?
That will be answered as we progress through the puzzle. The beams are always going to be at 90-degree angles, so we won't see any diagonal crossing, and that's an additional part that I should have remembered to bring up. The lasers cannot cross each other's paths through all of this, which is why I felt the need to put these alphabetical instructions here on the board, because otherwise it's just like, well, how do I know what goes anywhere? Because you could put a chip way the hell up here and just hope for the best, and you could put one way over here and hope for the best, and there was really no guide work to it. I thought it was a really cool puzzle, but I thought it would benefit from a few extra upgrades.
Yeah, so they only go at 90 degrees, but each time So from here on, it's going to be 2 laser points coming out, or does it mean that chip takes in 2 or takes in 1 and sends out 1? What exactly do the lights represent? I know you
The
said
number of
different.
lasers, yeah, whether they're incoming or outgoing.
Okay, that's the answer I was looking for. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We
can
have
we,
an extra circuit as well.
I'm sorry, say again?
We have an extra circuit. There's 11 letters and there's 12 thingies that we can put into place.
Yeah, let's group them
Unless my math
together.
sucks.
Let's group them together first to see how much of what we have before we move everything.
Yeah, I did have them grouped by setup there, but let me double check that, because, yeah, there shouldn't be extra pieces.
Unless my math is horrible.
So I'm trying to group the 2s together and the 3s together to see just how many of each we have.
Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind taking the extra pieces off the board. Alright. 2,
Let's then group
4,
them.
6, 8, 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There is an extra piece.
Puzzle 1 accomplished.
You know what? Maybe that's part of the puzzle. Maybe there's just an extra piece that you may never use. Sometimes
And-
I do that.
And how do you complete? What's the end result of this puzzle? Just getting it from A to L without crossing lasers?
Correct. Yeah, and once it's all connected, you'll see a continuous grid of the laser, and you can see how it's all connecting and bouncing back between each other. So that being said, now that we've got everything grouped up, if there are no further questions, I will begin the timer. Note that you're going to want to progress from the path that the laser is at, because you won't know for sure if any of these are in the right places, because there's no laser to connect to them. You need to start the laser at A and move it to B and see where we can go from there. Timer starting right now.
So if we put it, given that we got it on B,
All right, you can't just put pieces out there. All right, let's
Sorry,
stop doing that.
yeah, and can you please put the pieces back to where they were, so that way we know what's where. And don't hide them. Okay, so if we put a piece down, then we can see it, right? Is that right, Daniel?
Once you put a piece into B, I will tell you if it is correct or incorrect.
B can only be 2.
Yeah, seems like
If the lasers are only at 90 degrees, B can only be 2 because there's only A and C.
I'm thinking H and J is also 2 because these 2 would be Sorry, one second. These 2 would be touching.
No, H
Yeah.
is 3 because it's I, J, and F.
yeah. Let's look at B first, right? Let's
Put 2 at B.
Let's make B correct first, because if it's not, then any speculation after that is useless.
Yeah, 2 at B, direct to C because that's the only 90 degree.
The
And
laser
then-
continues on.
C is also gonna have to be a 2 because there's only B and D because L and I and G are all diagonal. So C is also gonna have to be a 2.
Yes.
That chip does not fit into this slot.
Interesting. So the laser cannot travel outside of this board, correct?
Correct, yeah, the laser will be entirely inside of this grid.
Does this go here and connect to H and J by any chance?
You don't know. There's
Okay.
no laser currently.
H and K, sorry.
Yeah, we don't know for certain what's on those backsides without any lasers to connect our points.
Because they can't overlap,
Oh,
so
can the laser go
This-
back through a point it's already at?
Find out in game.
All right,
And
so
the 3.
that's suspicious.
Okay, so here's a question. If we put something else in B, would that work?
No.
Maybe.
Yeah, just curious. Let's try. Basically, what if we try each one in position B to see what it does? That way, you know.
The laser can only travel at 90 degrees, so we already know what it does.
Also, if multiple could work in the thing, then C would have lit up when we put the 2 in, and just not been correct.
Right, but what if 5 could work? We just
5
need to test it out. We just need to test
5
it out.
will
just to
not
make-
work. No, it's not going to work.
That is correct for space C.
Okay, so there's only one thing that can work in each thing.
Yes, that's what we've been trying to say.
Okay.
But
All right.
you will not know what works in any spot until there is a laser to correspond to it. So putting pieces in L, K, J, what have you, to try to eliminate things up earlier on the board is not helping you at all.
I don't think D is correct, because that's only going to send out one laser. I think it's going to be
That is
5.
incorrect. Yeah, D
I
is
think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
5.
Look, why don't we just use one? Just try each one and see what happens.
Because it's a waste of time. It's
All
going
right.
to take a lot of time putting it in and taking it out.
Okay.
I
So
think
what do you
let's-
think?
Is 5 it?
5 is incorrect.
All right. So there we go.
So it's got to be 4 or 6. So let's just do 6.
6 is correct.
Yeah, because that's the most interacted point.
and then
So
I would
2
be-
up, 2 out. So it's going to have 2 back. Oh, there it is. 2 down.
So I might be 3 or 4 because there's 2 lasers going into it, and then it could shoot 2 lasers down the way towards each.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely has to be at least 3.
4.
E, I think E is 4.
I
I think
think
so too.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
That is
So
correct
then-
and correct.
I think F is 5.
And this could be 4 because then 2 from J, and then
think it-
2 from E. Sorry.
Move the F off, I'm sorry. Move the F off!
I guess 6.
Let's see here.
H is 2.
Interesting. Okay, I see what happened here.
I think H might be 3 because hold on. Is it 4?
F is not
Eight.
4.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
H might be 5.
5
because
is-
it's getting
5
from
is
the top
correct.
And then 2 at the
Yeah.
left
So
and right.
then H is at least a 3. So I think it's a 3.
E,
'Cause it's gonna
G
go
is 2.
up.
G is
H.
2, and H is 2.
H is incorrect. Oh,
G
wait,
and
did
H
we...
are both
Back.
2.
Wait a second. Wait, what did you put in H? Was it 2?
4
You guys
was
said
just
2.
4.
You said
4
2
was
and you
just in
moved
it.
4. So yeah, put the 4
4 was
back.
just
Yeah, 4 is correct.
I knew it.
You said what you didn't
Yeah,
do,
so
so you threw
then-
me off for a second.
so 2. So then 3 for J.
G
That
might
is correct.
G has to be 2. Or I'm sorry, no. G is 4, and L is 2.
No, G can't be 4 because you can't have lasers going through other lasers. So G has to be 2.
Correct,
You're
I
right.
think.
G2
correct?
And then 2 for
K
K.
3 and L is 2.
K is incorrect.
K is 3.
That is correct. And that is correct. All right.
We did have an extra piece.
Yes, we did. All right.
Yay, we did it.
That is a puzzle complete in 8 minutes. Not too bad. Each of your characters gain an inspiration. It is non-expiring, so for our epic supporters who've got them in bundles already, this will go towards your non-expiring tally, as opposed to the ones that reset at the start of each month. And that unlocks the first blast door. There is a second one.
Oh yeah, more puzzles.
Behind
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got like 30 of these puzzles in escalating degrees of difficulty. That was the simplest one so far, and we.
It was
set
the
up...
hardest right now.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm gonna save that one for a really challenging time and have some super cool rewards. Although the reward on the other side of this one is pretty bitchin', I do say, and I've been waiting, no joke, 2 years to use this map. I had it all set up before the Exodus happened back in July of 23, and I had to toss the map away and repurpose the story, but I always held on to the map. Alright, let's check. It's a little tricky for me, because... Alright, that is correct.
Nice.
Because I'm looking at the GM layer, and once you guys put the token over it, I don't see exactly what it is, so it helps to have a little lead in as far as we think this piece goes here, and we're putting it right here. So
Sorry, I was just going at it.
First thought, best thought.
C is 1.
I'm killing it right now.
That is correct.
F must be 1 then, as well.
No, because leads
Oh,
to
no,
J
J.
as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say F was. I'm gonna do 3. So then J seems like it would be a 3.
It's either a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, 1 up.
There are no
K, and
4s.
A 2 up here to link with L.
So I think E is gonna
Incorrect.
be a 2.
Okay, so
You
that
said
means
K was incorrect?
K is incorrect, yeah.
okay, it's got to be a 3 then.
Yeah, G and a 2.
Ah, shoot.
No, L
No.
is 2.
Yeah, L has to be 2. So G's a 3. L is a 2, which means H is a 3, and I
Can't
is a
keep
1.
up with this pace, guys.
We did it!
We're going too fast for him to. figure
Yeah, I
out
mean,
what
I'm very generous with the clock here, so if anything, you're making it take longer, because then I have to move pieces out. I have to shift between GM layer and token layer. So yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces here, but only one real, if you want to call it, brain behind all of this. God dang it. Yeah, I forgot to change the layer on that.
You moved the letter H.
Exactly, I need to put that on the map layer, because I only put these letters down before the session rolled tonight, because I was just going to do this en natural without any letters. That would be the true way the map is intended to be. So yeah, it definitely seems that having the letters on is very, very helpful and advantageous to allow us to complete these in very quick order. Alright, let's...
It's a cheat. Don't let us use it again.
Maybe so. Once we get to some more advanced puzzles, we may not have them in place. So is starting off with even one chip in place, because I was like, if I just start with all the chips off the board, like, how do they even know where to start? Well, alright. What is outside in the parking lot waiting for us but...
Brand new Beamer.
Wong. It's the Wong car.
Yeah, the adrenaline certainly kicks in as the second blast door is opened at the same time that one of the terminals begins alerting the Kazukame and the Kazumiri battle bots that there is an unauthorized presence in the command chamber. Respond immediately and apprehend with extreme force. A very calm alarm continues to repeat as the bots, you can hear metallic footsteps clanking down the hallway, probably 100 feet or so away outside of that second door. And the much quicker patter of the cybernetic Kazukame feet coming from the same direction.
Does anybody have Shape Earth to put a wall between us?
Oh, we can just...
No, but I've got these guns. Tyler proceeds to flex. Nothing.
We're home clear. We just gotta sneak away.
Yeah, you're thinking that sneaking is may not gonna be your friend in this situation. They're already on to you. It's kind of like it was before.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shoot our way out, pal.
Maybe not. I mean,
we
the
can
way
just
to the
run.
parking lot is still completely open. It's just that they're coming from both other directions. So really, at this point,
Oh,
you have
well,
no
then
way
let's
to
just run.
go but the parking lot,
Run it.
Yeah, it's
where the first eligible vehicle that we see just strikes into each of our hearts the knowledge, and we all kind of look at each other with a little grin and a nod. This is ours. This was meant for us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got ourselves a pretty beefy, defensive, highly modified old-school Humvee here.
It's Knight Rider.
And
That looks like none of those. That looks like a cartoon.
it used to be in that old TV show Mask cartoon. But yes, indeed, it is.
CB's for mine.
It is a Humvee. It is highly armored. It's got a couple of tricks up its sleeve that we will find out. Likely during the ensuing combat. This is going to be one of those rare times that we actually close it out a few minutes early, but I do want to give you guys a glimpse at the map that has been sitting on hold for a couple of years. Of course, it's been modified for current circumstances. I showed this off during a Coalescence recap last year when we were going through all of the fun stuff. So you might remember it from that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, come on.
Nice. Very nice.
This is gonna be so fun.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna...
You should have got motorcycles, and this could have been Final Fantasy VII.
That's funny.
As it won't drive.
The Stew Crew on Sunday nights, they have a vehicle of their own that's known as the Radmobile, and they have two motorcycles that are known as Excite Bikes. We went full 80s with their vehicle theme right there.
My bicycle is called a Rad Wagon, which is hilarious.
I
Oh,
want
that's a
laser
shame.
trails out of the back of the Humvee. We're going Tron.
The Shizuki.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It looks like here on the live stream
It's a
side
bummer?
of things.
No, it's a Hummer.
No, we should call it
the
the bummer.
animation paused is what I'm saying on the live stream side of things. Let me check
bummer.
what kind of strain this is causing. I'm
The
hoping not
bummer's
too
okay.
much. 100% of my CPU is being used to do this simple map right here. Wow. All right.
Wonder what a wall of force is gonna do to this. Hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where I just show it off one time and then we pause it because that's the only way to properly make use of my computer here.
You need a new CPU.
Apparently so. Yeah, it's a damn shame. I upgraded the GPU, the RAM, got a new power supply like literally last October just to get things running back again, but it doesn't have the capacity to upgrade to Windows 11, which I know is going to be pretty huge coming up here pretty soon. So some of these more advanced animated maps are going to be really tricky. I mean, the map is animated, 3 of the vehicles are animated, so it's one of the more advanced features that I've tried to run here. So I get
Are you AMD or Intel?
I think Intel.
You think?
I think.
Oh
I'm not
my
a computer.
gosh.
I'm not a computer guy. Not at all. I bought it so that I could. I run the story. I don't do the technical stuff.
You using Windows XP over there or what?
No, Windows 10.
Oh man.
All right. So that will get us to this point here. Back to the starting page. That is it for session 20. Just a heads up / reminder if you've not caught up with our future schedule, we are due for our second community break, or our first community break of 2025 in July. It's going to be 4 weeks without any coalescence. Hopefully that lines up with any summer plans that I know many of us have got to have. Hopefully that works out perfectly so that we don't have, oh man, I got to miss the game because I'm doing this. So I'm going to be taking some time off as well to prepare our next series of angles. That's going to happen after session 22, and tonight was session 20, so we've got 2 more sessions left at each table. We have a Nexus event that needs tending to. We've got demons, high-level powered demons that are out to slay 4 specific characters at 4 different tables, I might add. And they are very good at what they do. So we're going to see how all of that pans out over the next 2 sessions here, because that Coalescence Nexus event is going to be a huge, huge thing to deal with as well for any who did not catch or weren't here for the end game against Nihilus last year. When he was defeated, we had the very first Coalescence Nexus event, that unstable magical Nexus that I made mention of in the endgame channel, that I encouraged all of our magic using characters to approach and try to assess, and we did not have any headway in that respect, and as such the Nexus event fulfilled its entire cycle. That entire planet, along with all of the characters that our players spent a year and a half building from level 1 to, in some cases, level 25, no joke, all of them were imploded. We don't know what happened to that planet, what happened to those characters. That is entirely an unknown, but that is an example of what happens if one of these Coalescence Nexus events goes without being properly quelled. And some of our characters feel that we can have a direct impact on the one happening nearby. Hopefully it's not anything as catastrophic as going to destroy the entire campaign setting here for 2 tables. But we'll address that when the time comes, because Wednesday also has their own Coalescence event occurring in the Crystal Mines the Kyber Crystal Mines with Ahsoka Tano. So a lot of stuff happening here at Roleplaying Unlimited for the next 4 weeks. That's a wrap for week A of week 20. We'll be back on Sunday evening with Stew Crew as they continue into the Eukorian Wastes, a nuclear, irradiated, completely desolate site of just nothing but irradiated zombies. And hopefully their Radmobile and Excite bikes will get them to the other side. But one of those characters also has been marked for death by a particular demon lord. Stay tuned, friends. We'll catch you next time around at Roleplaying Unlimited, where you know, as always, there's no RU without you. Much love, all.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks for running, man.
Thank you. Good
Night,
night.
everyone.
Ciao,
Good night.
ciao.
Good night, everybody.
and only